Hello. I hope you're doing really well today, and that you had an amazing day, and that you got to do all the things that you wanted to do today. If you didn't, that's totally okay. Do not worry. I'm here to make your night, your day, a little bit better, and help you relax. Okay. Today, don't really have anything planned. Just kind of want to hang out with you and just relax. I did bring some books here with me. I usually have these laying around in my nightstand anyways, at least these three, because I started rereading them, I never finished. I haven't even started this one. I really started this one. This is Kafka on the Shore. I read this once a while ago, and I started rereading it also a while ago, and I haven't finished rereading it. I don't think I will, honestly, just because I'm not someone who rereads books or not rewatch movies 100%. I've watched Cars 2 a billion times. I've watched Nacho Libre a billion times. So that's a lie, but books, I don't know. I also have this Marcus Aurelius Meditations book, which I also haven't finished, as you can see. Actually, I think I did a video reading this one, and that's where this bookmark is, because I swear I was way further than that. But yeah, and have The Inner Game of Tennis, which is probably the one I'm going to read, because it says a lot about your mindset, and it's not, you can take it as, obviously it's about tennis, but you don't have to take it as something that has to do with tennis, you know. You can just take it as a learning lesson, I guess. But today, my focus is on you, trying to make you feel better, you know, and help you relax and de-stress from today. Even if it's an amazing day, just help you relax, you know. I do have a hole in my pajamas. Why did I say it like that? So if you see a little hole right here, sorry about that. I did sew it together, and then it just ripped again. I need new pajamas. But I love these ones. They're so, I've had them for so long. They're so iconic. But it's whatever. It's okay. Out with the old, in with the new. Am I right? I also have my Nintendo Switch right here with me. Although I don't think I'm going to be playing on my Nintendo Switch, but it would be nice to make noises with this. Legend of Zelda, you see him? That's me actually. I'm literally Link. I'm gonna put this pillow right here so that if my stomach growls, you don't hear it. Or at least it'll muffle it a little bit. How are you today? Tell me about your day, about the good things and the bad things. Walk me through your day. Well, I guess I could make some noises while you talk to me. I'm here to listen. I know, sorry I'm cutting you off, but I know sometimes it feels like you don't have anyone to listen to you. But I'm here, okay? I'm here to listen to your problems. Although I might not be able to help, I will listen, okay? I will listen and be the shoulder you cry on, and I'm trying to think of another metaphor. I don't know. I had one, but then it went away. Anyways, go ahead and tell me about your day. How was it? Okay. I see. Well, whether your day was good or not so good, do not worry. Better days will come. Pause. Today, you might have not gotten some things right, or you felt like you weren't doing great, or, maybe it just wasn't your day. That's totally okay. Tomorrow, we can try again. And if you're not satisfied with tomorrow, then there's a day after that. Take your time. There's no need to rush. Everyone moves at their own pace, and sometimes we get stuck with the idea of time running out, or there's just too much pressure, too much to do in such little time. Or you end up comparing yourself to yourself. Why did I say yourself? Yourself to others. And, everyone moves at their own pace. No one's the same. No one has the same things going on. No one deals with the same things the same either. And sometimes you just gotta stop and realize that you're in your own lane, There's no reason to speed up or slow down. Just go however you want. You know what I mean? I feel like I just said a whole bunch of nonsense. I really hope that made sense. But it's okay. If today wasn't your day, it's gonna be okay. Everything will work out. Did you hear that ding? Ding. That means it's 2 in the morning. Just kidding. I think it's 1 in the morning. No, it's 2 in the morning, 100%. Anyways. What was I saying? I forgot. What I was saying. Oh yeah, gonna be okay. Everything works out in the end, and there's nothing to worry about. Right now it might seem like, things aren't the greatest, but everything works out, and as long as you just keep on going and believing in yourself and stuff, everything will work out, I promise. Just take your time and make sure you breathe, take breaks. Don't put too much on your shoulders. It's okay if you can't do it all. No one can. And it's okay to reach out and ask for help too. And I'm here to listen. If you have anything you just feel like you need to get off your chest, I'm here. Okay? I'll give you time. Time to let it all out. Let it all out. Like that one song. That's on all over TikTok right now. Hold on, my headphones. I can't hear nothing. Hold on. I know I literally just said, I'll hear you out, and then my headphones stopped working. Okay, there we go. You can go ahead and let everything off your chest. Anything you feel like you need to say to anyone, just let it out. Just let it out. Just let it out. Like that one Karen video. The Karen roar. Good. Hope you feel a lot better. Hope your week goes well, your month, your year, your life goes well. I know right now, the holidays are coming up. A lot of stress on a lot of people. Finals are coming up. I think I still need one final left, but I've done 2 of 3. You're almost there. You got it. I believe in you. You should believe in yourself too, because I know you got it. I'm sure you're gonna ace that flippin' test. Don't worry. Hope you have some happy holidays. Hope you get to spend time with your family, your friends, get to do a lot of the things that you've been wanting to do, like start that book, finish that one game that you never got to finish, spend some time playing, I don't know, who knows, whatever you feel like you haven't been able to do. Hope you are able to find the time, not just in these holidays, just throughout the week, Hope you get time to yourself. And don't worry, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Don't worry, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. There's nothing to worry about. It'll all work out. It'll all work out. It's gonna be okay. I tried a new angle today, as you can tell. A new perspective. That's another thing. Sometimes you just need a fresh new perspective, a fresh new angle. You know what I mean? myself have been a little stressed with school and just other things. Sometimes I feel like there's just too much to do and you just don't know where to start. You just end up not doing anything at all. But that's okay. That's okay. You find the rhythm. You'll get back into it. There's nothing to worry about. Everything's gonna be okay. You don't have to worry. Let's go ahead and pick out a book. Let's focus on the now. And let's pick out a book. Let's see. Okay. We have The Inner Game of Tennis by Timothy Galloway. This is the ultimate guide to the mental side of peak performance. So for all my performative males, this is the peak to the performativism. Just kidding, not really. We also got, like I said, Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. A lot of good ideas. I don't really know what the right term is. A lot of good mental stuff. Also, it's kind of like this one. This one's about tennis, but it gives you good insight on how to grow as a person and take, like it's like a self-help kind of. Have some good self-help tips as well. We're not gonna read Kafka. Come on, Kafka. Used to be my favorite book. That's why I almost read it twice. But my favorite book is Man's Search for Meaning. Really beautiful book. Such a beautiful book. If you have not read it, highly recommend. We also have Apollodorus, the Library of Greek Mythology. I was originally going to read this one in the thumbnail. I'm pretending to read this one. I have not read this one. But a lot of the names are really hard to pronounce, and it's not really relaxing trying to hear someone not be able to pronounce a name, for example. Literally the first name, Uranus, Ouranos. Uranus was the first ruler of the universe. He married Chi and fathered as his first children. What the heck? And fathered as his first children the begin. Did I mention it's 2 a.m.? I am so sorry if I mess up my reading. Y'all know I can't read. Y'all know I can't read out loud. Uranus was the first ruler of the universe. He married Chi and fathered as his first children beings known as the 100 Handers, Briareus, Kodos, and Guys. Yes, I don't know. Who were my phone ran out of storage, so I'm gonna take it as a sign to shut up and not read this book. We're gonna go ahead and read The Inner Game of Tennis. Because I feel like there's a lot of good things to learn from this book. have 2 bookmarks here. I think I put them in these places because I have a bunch of bookmarks. I used to put bookmarks in places where I wanted to reread something, or I thought something was important, and just stuff like that. So let's open to this one and see what did I see in here. I'm gonna read this whole thing. Tennis was brought to America from Europe in the late 1800s. There were no professional tennis players to each technique. The best were players who experienced certain feelings in their swings and tried to communicate those feelings to others. In the effort to understand how to use technical knowledge or theory, I believe that it is most important to recognize that fundamentally experience precedes technical knowledge. We may read books or articles that present technical instructions before we have ever lifted a racket, but where did these instructions come from? At some point, did they not originate in someone's experience? Either way, by accident or by intention, someone hit a ball in a certain way and it felt good and it worked. Though experimentation, refinements were made and finally settled into a repeatable stroke. Perhaps in the interest of being able to repeat that way of hitting the ball again or pass it to another, the person's attempts to decide that stroke in language. Attempts to describe that stroke in language. But words can only represent actions, ideas, and experiences. Language is not the action, and at best can only hint at the subtlety and complexity contained in the strokes. Pause. Hold on, my AC just turned on. I'm gonna go turn that off. Sorry about that. I am back. Let's continue. Where was I at? It's not the action at the best. It can only hit at the subtlety and complexity contained in the stroke. Oh yeah, and then I said pause. Although the instructions thus conceived can now be stored in the part of the mind that remembers language, it must be acknowledged that remembering the instruction is not the same as remembering the stroke itself. Of course, it is very convenient to think that by giving ourselves correct instructions, like hit from low to high, for example, we will hit great topspin, are we for real? Topspin backhands again and again. We want to trust self-one's conceptual process of learning technique instead of self-two's learning from experience. Thinking that it was the... Oh, I've been reading it. Oh, read that wrong. Thinking that it was the obeying of an instruction that produced the good shot, ignoring the role that self-two plays, sets up for disappointment when we give the same instruction, yet the same good shot does not occur. Since we think the instruction was correct, the conclusion we become. Damn, why can't I read? I will add that I just came back from a pickup soccer game, so my lungs are still not at 100%, so it's really hard for me to breathe back in through my mouth. The conclusion we come to is that not obeying it led to the error. You see, then we may get angry at ourselves, make disparaging remarks about our ability, and call ourselves stupid or use a variety of words to blame ourselves. But maybe the error was in not trusting self too enough to relying too much on self-own control. It is as if we would like to think, damn, why can't I read? Maybe because I can't see. It is as if we would like to think of ourselves more as an obedient computer than as a human being. As a consequence, we are apt to lose access to the direct pathway to the muscle memory that carries a more complete knowledge of desired action. In a society that has become so oriented towards language as a way of respecting truth, it is very possible to lose touch with the ability of feeling, and with it, your ability to remember the shots themselves. I believe this remembering is a fundamental act of trust in self too, without which excellence in any skill cannot be sustained. When the verbal instruction is passed on to another person who does not have in his blank experience the action of being described in memory, it lives in the mind totally disconnected from experience. The chances are now even greater that there will be a split between memory and theory and the memory of action. I am reminded of the lines from The Hollow Men by T.S. Eliot. Between the idea and the reality, between the motion and the act, falls the shadow. End quote. And as we begin to use an instruction to pass judgment on our shots instead of attending to the lessons of experience, the gap between experience and instruction is further widened. Let me drink some water. My voice is actually leaving me. Okay, let's continue. As we begin to use an instruction to pass judgment on our shots As we begin to use an instruction to pass judgment on our shots instead of attending to those lessons of experience, the gap between experience and instruction is further widened. The instruction used as a conceptual should or should not puts a shadow of fear between self two's intuitive knowing and the action. Many times I have seen students hitting perfectly good shots but complaining about them because they thought they did something wrong. By the time they have brought their strokes into conformity with their concepts of the quote-unquote right way to do it, the shots have lost both power and consistency as well as naturalness. In short, if we let ourselves lose touch with our ability to feel our actions by relying too heavily on instructions, we can seriously compromise our access to our natural learning process and our potential to perform. Instead, if we hit the ball relying on what? Find out in the next episode. Relying on the instincts of self too, we reinforce the simplest natural pathway to the optimal shot. Though this discussion has been primarily theoretical up to this point, it has recently become confirmed by the United States Tennis Association Sports Science Department, as well as by almost everyone's experience, that too many variable instructions given either from outside or inside interfere with one's shot-making ability. It is also common experience that one verbal instruction given to 10 different people will take on 10 different meanings. Trying too hard to perform every single instruction not well understood can introduce an awkwardness or rigidity into the swing that inhibits excellence. In previous chapters, I made the point that a great deal of technique can be learned naturally by simply paying close attention to one's body, racket, and ball while playing. The more awareness one can bring to bear on any action, the more feedback one gets from experience, and the more naturally one learns the technique that feels best and works best for any given player at any given state of development. Bottom line, there's no substitute for learning from experience. However, even though we have the ability to learn naturally, many of us have forgotten and many of us have lost touch with feel. We may need to learn how to feel again and learn how to learn again. The saying of an old master is pertinent here. No teacher is greater than one's own experiences. I added the sis at the end. It's just, no teacher is greater than one's own experience. Let me put the bookmark back. If you were confused by this person's definition of self-1 and self-2, I will be going back at this moment to the part where he explains self-1 and self-2, because I don't want to get it wrong. Let's see, where is it at? It's towards the beginning. There we go. The discovery of the two selves. A major breakthrough in my attempts to understand the art of relaxed concentration came while teaching. I again began to notice what was taking place before my eyes. Listen to the way players talk to themselves on the court. Come on, Tom, meet the ball in front of you. We're interested in what is happening inside the player's mind. Who's telling whom that? Most players are talking to themselves on the court all the time. Get up for the ball. Keep it on its backhand. Keep your eyes on the ball. Bend your knees. Pause, ? The commands are endless. For some, it's like hearing a tape recording of the last lesson played inside their head. Then, after a shot is made, another thought flashes through the mind and might be expressed as follows: You clumsy ox, your grandmother could play better. One day I asked myself an important question. I assume he's gonna say question, yeah. Who was talking to whom? Who was scolding and who was being scolded? I'm talking to myself, say most people, but just who is this I and who is this myself? Obviously, the I and the myself are separate entities, or there would be no conversation. So one could say that within each player there are two selves. One, the I, seems to give instructions to the other, myself, seems to perform the action. The I returns with an evaluation of the action. For clarity, let's call the teller self-1 and the doer self-2. Now we are ready for the first major postulate of the inner game. Within each player, the kind of relationship that exists between self-1 and self-2 is the prime factor of determining one's ability to translate his knowledge of technique into effective action. In other words, the key to better tennis or better anything lies in the improvement of relationship between the conscious teller, self 1, and the natural capabilities of self 2. The relationship between self 1 and self 2. Imagine that instead of being parts of the same person, self 1, the teller, and self 2, the doer, are two separate persons. How would you characterize the relationship after witnessing the following conversation between them? The player on the court is trying to make a stroke improvement. Okay, damn it. Keep your stupid wrist firm, he orders. Then, as ball after ball comes over the net, self 1 reminds self 2, keep it firm, keep it firm, keep it firm. Monotonous? What the heck is that? Think how self 2 must feel. It seems as though self 1 thinks self 2 doesn't hear well, or has short-term memory, or is stupid. The truth is, of course, that self 2, which includes the unconscious mind and nervous system, hears everything, never forgets anything, and is anything but stupid. After hitting the ball firmly once, it knows forever which muscle to contract to do it again. That's its nature. And what's going on during the hit itself? If you look closely at the face of the player, you will see that his cheek muscles are tightening and his lips are pursed in attempted concentration. But tightened face muscles aren't required to hit the backhand, nor do they help concentration. Who's initiating that effort? Self 1, of course. But why? He's supposed to be the teller, not the doer. But it seems he doesn't really trust self 2 to do the job, or else he wouldn't have to do all the work himself. This is the nub of the problem. Self 1 does not trust self 2, even though it embodies all the potential you have developed to that moment, and is far more competent to control the muscle system than self 1. Back to our player, his muscle tenses over effort. Contact is made with the ball. There is slight flick of the wrist, and the ball hits the back fence. You bum, you'll never learn how to hit a backhand, self 1 complains. By thinking too much and trying too hard, self 1 has produced tension and muscle conflict in the body. He is responsible for the error, but he heaps the blame on self 2, and then, by condemning it further, undermines his own confidence in self 2. As a result, the stroke grows worse and frustration builds. Anyways, that's all I'm going to be reading about this. It's a really good book. It's a really, really good book. I really do recommend this a lot because it goes into the way your mind can kind of like play tricks on you. And you know, as you saw how your self 1 interferes with your natural ability to learn, because it thinks that if you don't do that one thing right, or I guess it just doesn't have the trust on self 2, even though self 2 is just your natural. I don't know what I'm trying to say. The point is, this book really helps a lot with your mental, not specifically mental game, but just like mentality as a whole, and how you can approach different situations in different ways, you know. And it's a really good book. It's a really good self-help book that I really do recommend. But yeah, I really recommend this book right here, The Inner Game of Tennis. I also have, I guess Marcus Aurelius' Mediations is pretty good. I do have a couple other self-help books. I can't see from that far. Let's see. I forget the names. I don't know where they are. But I do have a couple of self-help books. Those are my favorite books to read. Self-help books like mental fortitude, mental, just anything that has to do with your mentality. I love reading those a lot. I also like philosophy a lot too. But yeah, it's gonna be it for the reading. I think I should probably go to bed as well. I don't know how long this video is, but it doesn't really matter to me. I had fun spending time with you, and I hope I, helped you, focus on the now, listen to me read, relax, and feel a lot better. And if you're watching this at night, I hope I hopefully help you fall asleep as well. And well, I guess if you're listening to this, you're not really asleep, but hope you have an amazing day tomorrow and you feel a lot better. Tomorrow will be a better day. Don't stress yourself out. It's gonna be okay. You have nothing to worry about. Everything will work out, okay? Do not worry. Sleep well, and I'll talk to you next time, okay? Also, I am doing the Foxy video next, I think. Or maybe I'll leave it for Saturday or Sunday. Make it like a weekend special. That was my stomach, sorry. I'll see you later.